Hello, everyone. My name is Simone Morris, and
I'm Julie Kratz.
the title of this book is Charlotte Wants a BFF. The authors are Julie Kratz and Simone Morris, and Audva Joseph, who is the illustrator for this book. BFF is a word that is made using the first letters of a group of words. Have you heard anyone use the word BFF before? Do you know what the letters in BFF stand for? Best friends forever. Why do you think Charlotte wants a BFF?
Yeah, I think I remember as a kid always wanting a BFF, and I love this story. The first page of the book, after you open the cover page, is a dedication to our daughters who also want BFFs and want inspiration for our work. And then about this book. This page just tells us a little bit about what the book will be about and who it was written for. I'm excited to learn more. Before we read the book, let's take a moment to look at all of the illustrations to get more of an idea of what it will be about. What do you see as you look at the images? And what do you think is happening? What questions do you have? What do you think we're going to find out about these characters?
Let's get started. We're going to be on this page. The whoosh of the school bus doors closed behind Charlotte. It was the end of another school day at Shoshone Elementary. Charlotte rode the bus home by herself again. As the bus drove away, she saw kids paired up. Brian was laughing with Sam, and Charlie was sitting with Miguel. Emma was chatting with Mia. They all had best friends. Where was hers? When would she find a best friend? Charlotte walked into her house feeling down. Her dad was there waiting for her. Hi, sweetie. How was your day? He could always tell when something was wrong. Why do you look so sad, Charlotte? Charlotte sighed and sat down on the couch. I want a BFF. Remember, best friend forever. More than anything, Dad. Her dad said, look around at school tomorrow. Who knows where your BFF is? You will find them when you are ready. Charlotte worried that she would never find a best friend. Mm-hmm. Charlotte longed for a best friend, someone she could play with after school every day, a friend to last forever. She wanted someone to ride bikes with, practice gymnastics, dance, and make crafts together. Where was her BFF? I want you to think for a moment. What do you like to do with your friends and classmates? What activities do you like to do? And what are some of the things that you would like to do with a BFF?
Yeah, I think just like Charlotte, I really enjoy talking with friends. Simone and I love talking together as friends, spending time together and being outside and spending time with our families. What do you like? All right, next page. So in art class, Charlotte sat next to John. He was drawing a snake and pretended it was going to bite her. Charlotte was already afraid of snakes. John probably would not be the perfect BFF for her. Why do you think John was not the right BFF for Charlotte? How would you know if a BFF is perfect for you? At recess, Charlotte scanned the playground. Could Sophia be her new BFF? Charlotte joined Sophia and watched her swing as high as she could. When Charlotte swung too high, it made her stomach feel funny. Then Sophia's other friends ran past and Sophia left without saying goodbye. Charlotte knew a BFF would ask her to come along. Mm-hmm. In math class, Charlotte looked around for her new BFF. She had been looking all day and still had not found anyone. All the kids were working in pairs, but Charlotte was alone. Where could my BFF be? At the end of the day, Charlotte packed up her things and left the classroom. A piece of paper fell out of her backpack. It went whizzing around the classroom. Finally, it landed at the feet of another girl's desk, but Charlotte didn't notice. She was late for the bus. Taylor picked up the paper from under her foot. Charlotte's name was written on it. She had a few classes with Charlotte, but had never talked to her. She seemed quiet but nice. Taylor ran to catch up with Charlotte, but she was too late. The next day during free time, Taylor saw that Charlotte was playing alone and gathered the courage to join her. I found this on the floor yesterday. I couldn't catch you in time. Oh, I have been looking for this. Charlotte shyly smiled. I like your drawing. Taylor nodded at the image on the page. Thanks, I'm Charlotte, but I guess you knew that from my paper. Taylor nodded. I'm Taylor. Can I play with you? Charlotte nodded and offered Taylor a puzzle piece.
At recess, Charlotte and Taylor played together on the jungle gym. Their next class was science, and they worked on an experiment and then drew pictures of a volcano erupting. At the end of the day, they walked to the bus together. Wow, you're a really good drawer, Charlotte, Taylor said as they stood waiting for the bus. Thanks, you are good at science. Taylor, how did you know so much about volcanoes? Taylor shrugged. The bus arrived and they boarded it. Charlotte sat in her usual seat and was surprised when Taylor sat next to her. They talked the entire bus ride to her street. Charlotte burst through her front door. Daddy, I found my BFF. Charlotte's dad looked up from the kitchen counter. That is great. Tell me about this BFF. Charlotte was so excited, her words jumbled together, and she's kind, she's smart, she's just so fun to be with. Her dad said, I told you you'd find your BFF soon. What's her name? Charlotte beamed. Her name is Taylor. Now, Charlotte's dad, remember in the beginning of the story, Charlotte's dad told her to look around at school and that she would find her BFF. What do you think? Now she's sharing with her dad that she's found the BFF. What do you think? Mm-hmm. Taylor lived right down the street from Charlotte. They rode the bus to school every day. They played after school, riding bikes, or playing with dolls. Taylor and Charlotte even made up a dance together. Mm-hmm. Charlotte and Taylor loved playing together. They learned a lot from each other too. Charlotte liked art, and Taylor could not draw well, so Charlotte helped her. Taylor was really good at braiding hair, but Charlotte did not know how, so Taylor taught her. Charlotte was so happy to finally have a best friend. It felt good to have someone she could count on. And how would it feel to have a BFF after you've been looking for so long? So Taylor had so much in common with Charlotte, but they had their differences too. Taylor hated pickles, and Charlotte was allergic to peanuts. Their skin and hair were different too. Charlotte and Taylor agreed these differences made their friendship stronger. So Charlotte and Taylor are BFFs, but they're not totally alike. They have different interests and are good at different things. How does this help their friendship? Why might having a BFF that is different from you be a good thing? One rainy day, Charlotte was over at Taylor's house. Charlotte was worried about getting her hair wet. It'd be messed up all day. You just need to put it in a ponytail like this. Taylor showed her how to pull it into a ponytail to keep it out of her face. Taylor noticed her hair did not feel like hers. Charlotte, why does your hair feel different than mine?
Charlotte was surprised. No one had ever said something like that to her before. That's the way my hair has always been. Did she not like her hair? She was hurt. Just then, Charlotte's dad came to pick her up. The rest of the day, Charlotte had a bad feeling. Maybe they shouldn't be BFFs.
Hey, Julie, did you notice that our hair is different too?
And we've had a lot of conversations about our hair being different. And we appreciate the differences. And we're curious about differences, just like our kids probably are as well. Charlotte was quiet the next day at school. Taylor was worried Charlotte was mad at her, but she didn't even know why. Everything had seemed fine when Charlotte left her house. She wanted to ask Charlotte what was wrong. Did Charlotte not like her anymore? Taylor was worried that they weren't friends anymore.
Taylor knew she had to be brave and talk to Charlotte. After all, she was her closest friend. Charlotte was so smart. She was a great artist, and she always made her laugh. Taylor wanted to be her BFF again. Taylor drew a picture for Charlotte. It wasn't as good as one of Charlotte's drawings, but she hoped it would make Charlotte smile. Taylor used a pink crayon to draw a heart with a jagged line down the middle. Then she wrote across the heart. Finally, she added their names in fancy letters.
How cute.
Taylor shared the picture with Charlotte. Are you mad at me, Charlotte? Charlotte took the paper and smiled. I guess when you said my hair was different, I felt like you did not like it, and that really hurt my feelings. Taylor was surprised this was the reason. I'm so sorry. I didn't know you thought that. I do like your hair. It's one of the few ways that we are different. But you know what? There are so many more ways we are alike. Charlotte hugged Taylor. I'm sorry too. I shouldn't have gotten my feelings hurt.
What a great conversation.
There's that great big hug, BFFs again. Taylor shook her head. I just noticed your hair was different. I didn't mean to make you sad. Can we be BFFs again? Charlotte looked at the picture and couldn't help but forgive her friend. Yes, I want you to be my BFF, Taylor. Our differences make us better together. Don't you think? Taylor smiled. I agree. We can learn so much from each other. After school, Charlotte asked her dad to take a picture of her and Taylor. Charlotte wanted to do something special for her BFF. Taylor had spent a lot of time making the drawing for her. Later that night, Charlotte printed 2 copies of the picture, and with a marker, she wrote BFF on both copies and put one up on her wall. In the morning, she would give the other copy to Taylor. She wanted her to know how happy she was that they were BFFs. Charlotte knew she was stronger with Taylor as her friend. She learned that it was important to work on your friendships. Friends need to talk about their differences and understand each other. If you take the time to know what is in their heart, you can be best friends forever.
So that's the end of the story. What do you think about what happened? Do you agree that Charlotte and Taylor should be BFFs? Why? Or what points did you like? What things did you think could be different? And, at the end of the story, there's an important lesson about friendship. What do you think that Charlotte learned about friendship? Simone and I wrote this story because we are hosts of the Inclusion School podcast. We do this work because it matters, because it's important, and we want to have these conversations earlier with our kiddos. Check out inclusionschool.com. There you can find resources to stay on your own inclusion journey, and you can also learn more about us and the work that we do to support inclusion. We're so thankful for your support.
Thank you so much. Enjoy the story.
Thanks, Simone.